Paragraph 6. Grandma Amu would tell about the old days. Family stories about relatives who had been killed by Apache raiders who stole the sheep our relatives had been herding near Swanee. Sometimes she read Bible stories that we kids liked because of the illustrations of Jonah in the mouth of a whale and Daniel surrounded by lions. Grandma Amu would send me home when she took her nap. But when the sun got low and the afternoon began to cool off, I would be back on the porch, waiting for her to come out to water the plants and to haul in firewood for the evening. When Grandma was 85, she still chopped her own kindling. She used to let me carry in the coal bucket for her, but she would not allow me to use the axe. I carried armloads of kindling too. I learned to be proud of my strength. Paragraph 7. I was allowed to listen quietly when Aunt Susie or Aunt Alice came to visit Grandma. When I got old enough to cross the road alone, I went and visited them almost daily. They were vigorous women who valued books and writing. They were usually busy chopping wood or cooking, but never hesitated to take time to answer my questions. Best of all, they told me the Humaha stories about an earlier time when animals and humans shared a common language. In the old days, the Pueblo people had educated their children in this manner. Adults took time out to talk to and teach young people. Everyone was a teacher, and every activity had the potential to teach the child. Paragraph 8. But as soon as I started kindergarten at the Bureau of Indian Affairs day school, I began to learn more about the differences between the Laguna Pueblo world and the outside world. It was at school that I learned just how different I looked from my classmates. Sometimes tourists driving past on Route 66 would stop by Laguna Day School at recess time to take photographs of us kids. One day, when I was in the first grade, we all crowded around the smiling white tourists who peered at our faces. We all wanted to be in the picture because afterward the tourists sometimes gave us each a penny. Just as we were all posed and ready to have our picture taken, the tourist man looked at me. "Not you," he said, and motioned for me to step away from my classmates. I felt so embarrassed that I wanted to disappear. My classmates were puzzled by the tourist's behavior, but I knew the tourists didn't want me in their snapshot because I looked different, because I was part white. Paragraph 9. In the view of the old-time people, we are all sisters and brothers, because the Mother Creator made all of us, all colors and all sizes. We are sisters and brothers, clanspeople of all the living beings around us. The plants, the birds, fish, clouds, water, even the clay, they are all related to us. The old-time people believed that all things, even rocks and water, have spirit and being. They understood that all things want only to continue being as they are. They need only to be left as they are. Thus, the old folks used to tell us kids not to disturb the earth unnecessarily. All things as they were created exist in harmony with one another, as long as we do not disturb them. Paragraph 10. As the old story tells us, Tsukinako, Thought Woman, the spider, thought of her three sisters, and as she thought of them, they came into being. Together with Thought Woman, they thought of the sun and the stars and the moon. The Mother Creator imagined the earth and the oceans, the animals and the people, and the Katsina spirits that reside in the mountains. The Mother Creators imagined all the plants that flower and the trees that bear fruit. As Thought Woman and her sisters thought of it, the whole universe came into being. In this universe, there is no absolute good or absolute bad. There are only balances and harmonies that ebb and flow. Some years, the desert receives abundant rain. Other years, there is too little rain. And sometimes there is so much rain that floods cause destruction. But rain itself is neither innocent nor guilty. The rain is simply itself.